Joining me in the studio is CEO of Royal Lifesaving Australia, Dr. Justin Scarr. And Justin, thank you so much for coming in and speaking with me. This is a topic that I have been following very closely and am very passionate about. But can you just talk to us about the decline in swimming standards, but coming from children who are no longer participating in lessons? I saw that, they're up 56% of children aren't enrolled, which is up from 43% in 2023. Just starting there, what is the breakdown? Why are children not learning to swim anymore?
Yeah, we've been watching this emerge for many years. In fact, many children get more lessons at a young age, but they leave really early than generations before. So it's really common for parents to get their children into programs from 6 months of age. And parents do the right thing mostly if they have the funds to afford them. But by about 3, 4 or 5, parents are really hanging in there with private lessons. And our research shows that by the age of 7, majority of kids have finished their lessons. And that's well before they previously were learning swimming and life-saving skills. So might know how to swim a few strokes up and down the pool, but perhaps not survival swimming and those sorts of strokes that will help them in emergencies like we're seeing over summer.
And is that what's contributing now to, I read this awful stat that half of all children who finish primary school, they can't swim far enough or float to be able to save their own life. And that's primary school. So that's 12-year-olds effectively when you leave. That for me should already be having flags and a concern there too.
Yeah, absolutely. It should be shocking all of us. 50 metres is what we would say would be a benchmark for children leaving primary school, and 50% can't swim that at all. And I guess what I was really shocked by that research was when we went to year 10, we found about 40% of year 10 students couldn't meet the year 6 benchmark. So something's really going wrong. We're finding that many kids are getting many more lessons, but so many children are just completely missing out. And that's where the school system and also the vacation programs that are running across January are really important as a safety net for catch those families that perhaps can't afford to invest in swimming lessons early and often.
And is this a problem? Is it the schools that aren't receiving enough funding? So I know the state government does help a little bit, but school carnivals. Remember back in the day, the school swimming carnival was almost like a rite of passage. All of the kids would be dressed up and cheering from the grandstands and everyone would participate. Even if you just did your 150 metres and it took you however long to get there, everyone participated and everyone got involved. And I saw recently now it's 1 in 4 schools are having swimming carnivals, and those that are having it tend to only restrict it to competitive swimmers. And I just read that, I thought, how has this happened? How have we allowed that in a country like Australia where swimming carnivals are no longer really happening?
Yeah, they used to be fantastic fun and a great leveller. It didn't matter whether you were, you were into footy or soccer or anything. You still jumped in and you had at least a lap of swimming. And if you couldn't do that, you did the novelty events at the other end, the shallow end of the pool. It's been slipping away. We've had reports from some principals that they're taking a car full of kids to the local pool to log a time for the regional swimming carnival. So it's really sort of a big division of those who can swim and those who can't. And we've got to do something because, usually across the summer period we see horrendous drownings and swimming skills are really the thing that underpins safety in so many waterways.
I wanted to talk to you about some recent changes to the New South Wales PDHPE syllabus. And I must say, I had to reread this quite a few times because I thought, surely this isn't happening. Surely I am completely misreading this. Is it correct that in the curriculum now, water safety and swimming skills can now be tested in the classroom? So children no longer have to physically get into the water to display that they are strong enough in their surf life-saving skills or water safety awareness, but instead can just verbally say it within the classroom. So they've effectively removed the swimming water aspect out of water safety and swimming.
Yeah, look, we believe that's the case. The new syllabus came out just in the last couple of months and it's in draft stage. It'll be implemented from 2027. We got a few phone calls. I got phone calls from school teacher friends who said, hold on a second, swimming is no longer required. And we got a phone call from a swim school that already had schools pulling out. I was a little bit gobsmacked when I had a look at the syllabus itself. Very clearly, water safety is there. And it's really important that people know, where to swim and swim between the flags. But knowing is not enough. enough in our country. You really do need to swim. And when we had a look, policy, I guess, is what you don't prioritise as much as what you do. And what was missing was all those really important swimming skills, breaststroke, freestyle, and also the basic rescue skills that were in the previous syllabus. They were completely missing. And so while I think it's right that they're doing a good thing by encouraging water safety in the classroom, you can't take swimming out of water safety. It's just not possible.
No, it just blew my mind, because they also still include, you know, fundamental movement skills, which I can understand are also very important. They've included things like teaching kids running, hopping, catching, side galloping, which I didn't really think was a thing until it's now in the syllabus. But swimming is not listed amongst those activities.
Yeah, they're all physical literacy, basic skills to get kids off the couch. And I think we do have a major issue in getting our young kids moving in the local community or in the local playground. But we would argue that swimming is right up there at the top. It's a key life skill. It really does help with safety, but it also underpins really great enjoyment and some really great jobs as swim instructors and lifeguards, all those wonderful skill building, leadership building things that go on in a local community. And we think swimming is somewhat fundamental to that.
Now, before I let you go, just quickly, is this a federal government issue now, so that we can have a national standard and a national framework versus it being reliant on individual states?
Yeah, unfortunately, the way the syllabus works is some states have opted into a national curriculum and some states are doing their own thing. And I guess this is why we're really focused on the New South Wales PDHPE syllabus, because they all look at each other. All states look over the boundary, over the fence to have a look at what's going on next door. There's really tremendous support, and most state governments are doing the right thing in relation to swimming and water safety. There's really great support for vacation programs. The Northern Territory government has just added entitlement for all children in primary school to get swimming lessons. So this is very much swimming against the tide. The New South Wales school swimming program is where I learnt to swim. It's a really great program, and we don't think government is backing away from that. But at a top level, the syllabus really needs to reinforce the things that matter most, and we believe that that's swimming and life-saving.
Well, Justin, thank you so much for coming in here this evening. Keep up the incredible flight. Good luck with talking with the New South Wales government regarding fixing that syllabus, because swimming certainly needs to be included in there. It is a life-saving skill.